time brought to you by the Office of the Information Commissioner is
8 o'clock.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Previously on Small Biz.
We string rackets, we string tennis rackets and badminton rackets. My daughters are very busy. I always try to include them in everything. They're the face of the business.
Tonight, on Small Biz, Big Dreams, we meet the next generation behind the business. Twin entrepreneurs turning faith and creativity into a brand. This is Small Biz, Big Dreams. Tia and Tamara are the founders of DNA by the Twins, a business rooted in sustainability, faith, and self-expression. They say the idea grew from their father's recycling efforts, turning discarded tennis and badminton strings into meaningful jewelry.
DNA by the Twins was born out of sustainability and a desire to encourage and inspire others. So, as my father had mentioned before, he has a professional racket restringing business where he restrings tennis and badminton rackets. So over the years, he has been storing up strings, waste strings, basically that are supposed to be thrown in the trash. So one day he presented us with the idea, hey girls, why don't you use these strings to create something meaningful? I mean, the strings have a kaleidoscope of colors, and he presented us with the idea, these can be interwoven in the form of a DNA spiral.
Their signature pieces, DNA-inspired earrings and bracelets, carry a message of purpose and individuality. They say each product is designed to remind people that they are unique and created with intention.
So anything we do, we really want to include the Lord. So that it was because of our passion, you know. That's why we actually started this business, right? So we have a passion for sharing the gospel with others through meaningful products.
We have here lovely medals for the kids. So if a child wins a tournament, or even if they came third or fourth place, they could still wear a lovely medal by DNA by the Twins.
Since launching, the Twins have expanded their brand beyond jewelry. They now offer a range of Christian-based products, including t-shirts, journals, children books, and more, all aimed at sharing positive messages through everyday items.
We have here lovely gift boxes. This is our premium blessing bundle. It includes a lovely Christian t-shirt, a lovely Christian journal, and it comes with a cute little pen. We also included one of our DNA spiral DNA bracelets, as well as a Christian mug that actually matches the shirt and the journal. These are fantastic books for kids. They have a lot of biblical values and good morals in them. So I encourage you to get some for your little ones. We also have badminton t-shirts as well. And this is for our badminton and also tennis market, because we go to a lot of badminton and tennis tournaments to sell our products.
So you can find our jewelry at the Three Things Jamaica stores, Devon Halls, Norman Manley International Airport, as well as South Camp Road. You can also find us online, our website at www.dnabythetwins.com.
Next week, stay tuned for whichever business we make bloom. Until then, for Small Biz, Big Dreams, I'm Kevin Black.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Every dream conquered is another dream game. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people that I say we are mash up the dance. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got the spark, don't fit it dark. Shine your lights
Tonight on Small Biz, Big Dreams, we meet Peter Gay, whose pastry business will make you have a sweeter day. This is Small Biz, Big Dreams.
For the past 6 years, Peter Gay Dickinson has been operating her food business, Lovely Families, seafood, pastries, and more. Starting in 2020 from her home kitchen, Dickinson says she built the business through hard work, dedication, and a love for cooking.
I lost my husband back in 2021. So in order for me to heal, I started watching YouTube videos of cakes, and then I just launched off doing it. I didn't went to any school or anything, and that's how I healed from my pain.
What started as a small home-based operation has now grown into a business offering seafood, pastries, and a variety of meals to customers looking for home-style flavors. Dickinson says family support and consistency have been key to keeping the business going.
I offer slushy, pastries, customized t-shirts, engraving, wedding bouquets, wedding cakes, everything. So we're gonna put on our gummy bears. Let me use a different one. Yeah, let me use this. Right, you know the kids, them love the gummy bear. Them love the gummy bear, but. And let me get the worm. Them always want worm. And everybody favorites, the coconut flakes. So the coconut flakes are the best. Let me just top a little Oreo for the goodies. Yes, I think this one is fine because you know we don't want to put a lot of excitement on the top. So we're gonna just work with this.
As her business continues to grow, Dickinson is encouraging other aspiring entrepreneurs to trust the process, stay focused, and believe in their dreams.
God first. Put God first in everything you do, and He will lead you in the right path. So you can find me on TikTok, Peter Gay Dickinson, and you can also find me at Love Life Family Seafood on Instagram, or you can contact me 876-381-9948.
Next week, we meet another business, so you don't want to miss this.
But until then, for Small Biz, Big Dreams, I'm Kevin Black.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
The greatest show on earth is here, and Fan Central goes into extra time for 39 days right throughout FIFA's Showpiece tournament. With a Pepsi in hand, of course. Catch the playbook with a tactical breakdown from our expert coaches. Come sit in our fan corner where you have your say on the day's action. Fame or shame, who were the best or worst players of the day? And have a laugh as we share some of the best reactions on social media. After the final whistle, it's extra time. Fan Central Extra Time. 8 p.m. daily with 10 p.m. shows on select days where there are 8 p.m. match kickoffs.
Fan Central Extra Time is brought to you by the Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi. Fan Central Extra Time is brought to you by the Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi. We also want to thank Courts, bringing value home, Mothers, love in every bite, and Just Bet Goal Rush. Watch all the games on the biggest screens in the Caribbean.
Full up, match link up, Fan Central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy, me carry real bad team that a illy billy. Now bandwagon to the thing, now bad a switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School, silly billy. Now bad a tell me about your team and them to make the semi. Game sweet, girl. Sugar daddy.
Got everything you need. Now bring it like you need it. Just like you need it.
Your prompter. All right, so the full-time whistle has gone and we are now into extra time. Of course, we're talking to you about Fan Central Extra Time right here on CVM TV. And of course, as you know by now, I'm your host Jordan Fort, and we are powered by Pepsi and also Digicel. We also have Just Bet and Mothers as well as Courts powering our broadcast here on Fan Central Extra Time. A very good night to you. Of course, we are taking you through all that's been going on in the greatest show on earth, and we give you all the insights, news, analysis, and some little quirky bits as well as we take you through. Guess what? I'm with a man who is all about half spaces, low blocks, and counter pressing. He is our tactician. His name is Coach Jermaine Thomas. Now, Coach Thomas, of course, is a coaching educator with the JFF. He is also an assistant coach with the National Men's Under-20 team, and he's a head coach at Malines United and McGraw High School. We also have in the fan corner tonight, Kimani O'Sullivan will be joining us to take us through it. He's a man who walks around the office day and night proclaiming that he knows ball. Well, of course, we will continue to test that particular theory as we go throughout tonight's show and indeed the rest of the season. Also joining us on Zoom is Brent Sancho, a man who definitely knows ball. We don't have to question his credentials. And he played, of course, on the World Cup team in 2006 for Trinidad and Tobago, the only time they have made the World Cup. And he has also served as the Minister of Sport in the Twin Island Republic, and we will be hearing from him a little bit later on. And again, I come bearing gifts. So we never forget you, the fans. And of course, if you want to get into the action and win this Pepsi gift basket, then all you have to do is call us on 876-833-0897. That's 876-833-0897. You can also send us a message on Instagram or Facebook. Send us a DM, and that is CVM_television. It's the same thing on Instagram and on Facebook. stay in the action. Of course, keep those comments coming, and also keep up to date with what we are doing here on a Fan Central Extra Time. A little factoid about this World Cup: up to when it was 1-0 in favor of Croatia over Panama, 140 goals had been scored at this World Cup, and 28 had been scored by substitutes. Interesting fact. So, will the real GOAT please stand up? CR7 announced himself at this World Cup with a brace today as Portugal dispatched Uzbekistan 5-0. Ronaldo scored in the 6th and 39th minutes, with the other goals coming from Nuno Mendes and an own goal from Nematov, as well as a late strike from Rafael Leao. So, is it coming home or is it not? That is for England and Ghana, but before we get there, we want to get some opinions on Portugal's 5-star performance today. Of course, as usual, we start in studio. Coach Jermaine Thomas, surprise Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal?
Not surprised at all. I thought Cristi and the Portugal team owe their fans and their country a big one. They got the perfect opponent, and that was Uzbekistan, and they did make use of it. I thought they were a little bit more direct, looked more free-spirited. They played a bit higher up the pitch today, and they had a lot more central passes being made, you know, to the front two or to the front three a lot of times, and I thought Cristi benefited a little bit more from some more direct plays.
Yeah, he did indeed. And I mean, if you look at the statistics, Portugal, of course, dominating the shots on target. No surprise there. They also dominated possession.
Yeah.
That's the one I want to zone in on, because I think what everybody got excited about before this World Cup was Portugal's midfield. Of course, Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, João Neves, you know, all big names in Europe now. João Neves and Vitinha playing for the European Champions League winners, PSG, and of course Bruno Fernandes, the big star for Manchester United, breaking the assist record. Is that what you're seeing from this Portugal team, a dominant midfield?
Yes, but interestingly, they moved out Bernardo Silva, right? And they brought in somebody who was a little bit quicker. What's his name again? On the left-hand side of the pitch. So the midfield was a little bit more fluid, a little bit more liquid, and they could have, they managed to come out a little bit easier and quicker.
Yeah, João Felix was...
Right, and he was better and more direct. So it made it easier for them to play. But the PSG duo, they were exceptional today. Mark, the opponent, was not one of the strongest, but I think they were good in transition. They dominated the middle of the pitch, and they got Ronaldo involved. And of course, Bruno stood tall. He connected with the midfield and the offensive trust of the team, and he did it exceptionally well.
Yeah, and I was about to ask you about that as well, because Bernardo Silva, of course, a big name, superstar for Manchester City,
right,
a real cog in Pep Guardiola's team when he plays club football. Many people probably wouldn't have seen Portugal playing without him, but here it is as a coach. You know, you have to make those decisions on the fly, don't you, coach? I mean, he's a big name, but you wanted somebody more direct.
So his replacement brought pace. Bernardo is just a little bit slow, one of them technical organizer, and if you want organization and possession, you'll get that from Bernardo. But his replacement came in today, and he allowed the team to attack a little bit more on the left-hand side. They wanted a way out. He was that trigger going forward, and they used him perfectly. And as a result of that, Ronaldo and the Manchester ace midfielder, Bruno, was able to stay a little bit higher and closer to Ronaldo, and that I thought that made a difference.
Yeah, so if we look back at the statistics, we're looking at attempts on goal and final third entries. Obviously, no surprise, the tilt heavily in favor of Portugal. It's 24 final third entries for the Portuguese as opposed to just 3 for Uzbekistan. That's a telling statistic. And then, of course, you talk about the shots as well as the shots on target. The final third entries, I know as a coach, Coach Thomas, that's what you like to see, because that shows you that your team is making penetrative plays.
And that's the difference with the change they made, because it allowed them to transition quicker from the middle third to the final third, and Bruno was brilliant today. I thought Uzbekistan allowed him too much freedom, and as a result of that, they flowed and they played. At some point, it looked as if they were playing with themselves, you know, and they had that kind of freedom, but not taking anything away from them. They came out here and they wanted it more. They were way more direct. They passed a lot more balls forward, as you see the stats are showing, and Ronaldo got inside the 18-yard box with the ball at his feet more often than in the first game.
Yeah, and we told you that England versus Ghana, that ended in a stalemate, and Croatia, of course, they beat Panama by a goal to nil. I was telling you that was the 140th goal at this World Cup. So I asked the question, is it coming home or is it not? Ghana doesn't think so. Of course, they held England to a goalless draw in Foxborough at the Boston Stadium, the home of the New England Patriots. And now, of course, Panama and Croatia. Croatia ended that match by a goal to nil. But here are the stats from England versus Ghana. 19 shots for the English, only 3 on target, as opposed to 2 shots for Ghana with 1 on target. The possession stats heavily in favor of England. That's a real domination, 78 to 22%. And we see the passing stats there, the passing accuracy, but of course that can be deceptive. Stats don't tell the whole story, ladies and gentlemen, so don't study that. That's just a snapshot of numbers. The real test is what happens on the field. So that can, some of those passing accuracy stuff can go out the window, because if it's side-to-side passes, then it's not doing anything. Yeah. So I mean, you can pass the ball side to side all you want. We can ignore that. But dominance from England, though, in terms of the shots, and they still just weren't able to prize this Ghanaian team open.
No, Ghana was excellent defending. Line 2 for most of the times. They were there, they were compact, they were organized again, and you would have seen a trend in this World Cup where most teams are using a double pivot system, where they're going forward. They would use up a 8 and a 6. When they're defending, they'll have 2 defensive midfielders, and Ghana did just that perfect with a solid back 5.
Why are most teams opting for the double pivot?
Because they are going with the wing backs, with width from the wing backs, and they want, just in case the play will break down, they want coverage from, and then the inside midfielders, on one side, one might be a little bit wide, the other might be tucking in and also running behind the line. So they want coverage to protect, just in case of a counter, they'll be able to protect the back 4 or the back 5. But Ghana was astute. They worked hard, they concentrated, they were very physical when needed to, and very calculated. And I thought they were disciplined, and getting a 0-0 result against England, I think, was a massive one for them.
How much of it, though, was astuteness on the part of Ghana, or just a lack of creativity and imagination on the part of the England team?
England, I thought, showed everything they had. Saka came on in probably about 50 odd minutes. Eze came on, Rashford came on, and that was throwing the entire kitchen sink at a Ghanaian team that stood and fought gallantly. They were not willing to lose, and they really fought. But I think Kane was marked properly. He stayed a little bit higher today, but when he went back up, then he was checked and kept inside for long periods. And I must commend Ghana. I thought they did very well. But listen, the kind of performance we saw from Ghana today, I think if they can repeat this kind of performance with this kind of discipline and organization and compactness, then they can move.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of teams will be looking at that Ghanaian performance and using it as somewhat of a blueprint in terms of playing against England. And I'm sure lots more questions will come up about England and their ability, or lack thereof, their inability to probably break teams down when teams are playing so much without the ball. Of course, Croatia getting that 1-0 win over Panama. It was 0-0, looked like there was not much in that game for a long period of time. And then Ante Budimar popping up in the 54th minute from a well-worked play from Croatia, finding that crucial goal for them. We know Croatia is a team that's no joke. Aging team, nonetheless, but still finding a way to get it done over the Panamanians. What stood out to you about Croatia today?
Croatia is one of them one of them teams that you cannot ever write off because of their quality. Mark, their aging, as you alluded to earlier. Luca is still there. And his aging partner is still there. I think he's 37 at this time. He's still there. And they're still
Perisic is 38, Luca is 40.
Right. But they're still toiling, and they're still fighting. But what strikes me for Croatia is their organization. They're probably one of the most organized team and consistent team you would have seen over the last probably 2 World Cups. I think they went to finals at one point, and they were in the semi-finals at another point. So they understand what to do at this part of the journey, and as long as they're there, they're going to compete. Hence, you see that stubborn 1-0 win tonight.
Yeah, beaten at the 2018 World Cup final by France. Kylian Mbappe starring in that World Cup, also started in the last World Cup, but France lost out, of course, to Argentina. Cristiano Ronaldo has been the talk of the day today. Of course, Messi had his day, or his couple of days, the hat-trick and a brace. Cristiano Ronaldo misfiring in the first game, but now finding his shooting boots, and the Uzbeks felt it, his double. A big part of why Portugal were able to win that game by 5-0. We're going to throw up some statistics from CR7, the great man, for you. Of course, you know, he's trailing in terms of the goals scored at World Cups, but he has so many other statistics that are in his favor. Here's Ronaldo's World Cup legacy in the numbers. 6 matches in Germany 2006, just a single goal. Same thing in South Africa 2010, 4 matches, 1 goal. Brazil 2014, 3 matches, 1 goal. Russia in 2018, he had 4 goals. So he had 4 goals from 4 matches, of course a goal a game. In last World Cup, only 1 goal in Qatar from 5 matches. And now he scored a double to make it 2 goals from 2 matches at this World Cup so far. So from 24 matches, Ronaldo has now hit double digits. Of course, the leader is Messi at 18. We have Kylian Mbappe right there as well. R9, of course, whose career is over. But in terms of current players, those 2 leading the charge. But let's talk a little bit about CR7's legacy. He copped a lot of flack, coach, after the first game, because people said he was trying too hard to score himself. And I'm not talking just about local pundits now. I'm talking about international pundits. I heard Thierry Henry said that the job is to get the team to score, and not for you to score. And even his old teammate, Paul Scholes, was very critical of him. Has he now answered? And then there were questions, of course, being asked of Roberto Martinez, you know, about should he really start Cristiano Ronaldo? Should he be coming off the bench? Should he be playing a full 90 minutes at the age of 41 years old? Has he answered those critics in no uncertain terms with his performance today?
You would be expecting Christie to score against a team like Uzbekistan. You'd expect that. And the quality that they have in their midfield, I thought allowed them to create more opportunities. And if Christie is getting those opportunities or properly served up balls inside it, in and around the 18-yard box, he's going to score. But those dressing room can be some tough ones to manage. Probably would not want to be that coach. You know, it can be difficult because the egos and having a giant like Christie to manage with other big players can also be difficult. But they now need to quickly separate. Do we need Christie to add to his legacy, or do we need to add to Portugal's legacy? Or if we add to Christie's legacy, does that help Portugal's legacy as well? So those are some of the important questions coach and the players would need to ask themselves. And do we need to score, the team to score, or Christie to score? Which is more important?
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you mentioned that those dressing rooms can be tough. You wouldn't want to be in Roberto Martinez's position. But guess what? Cristiano Ronaldo made his job a whole lot easier today by scoring a double, because then the questions, the saxophones would be very, very, very loud if Ronaldo had fired up a blank today. All right, we're going to take a break now on Fan Central Extra Time, and when we come back, we are going to get into some tactics. It's going to be the coach's playbook with none other than Jermaine Thomas. Stay with us.
Match link up, Fan Central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. Now bandwagon to the thing, now bother switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School
should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
It's game on at Quartz. Spend $150,000 on credit purchases or $250,000 on cash at Quartz from May 1, 2026 to June 20, 2026 to be automatically entered for a chance to win one of 3 smart TVs to watch the matches in style. First place gets a 98-inch TCL Smart TV. Second place a 55-inch. And third place a 43-inch. Score big and upgrade your game day vibes when you shop at Quartz, bringing value home. Authorized under Section 58(3) of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Conditions apply.
Start your journey with a Jane Bank Small Business Loan with small business loans with as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million.
The time is 8:30.
Small Biz, Big Dreams is brought to you by Access Financial Services. Tonight, on Small Biz, Big Dreams, we meet an entrepreneur turning a natural product into a growing business. This is Small Biz, Big Dreams. In 2024, Shauna Lee King-Gentles decided to turn her interest in natural hair and skincare into a business. Her brand, Ayudat Castor Oil, focuses on producing and selling castor oil, a product well known for its benefits for hair growth, skincare, and overall wellness. She says the business started with a simple idea, providing a natural product people can trust.
Ayudat started from a need. I am a scientist by training, and I realized that Jamaican castor oil has a lot of benefits, but we tend to focus on mainly cosmetics. And I decided that I was going to focus on our overall health and wellness, and then tap into segments that are less trodden by Jamaicans to see if we can compete on a global frontier heavily. We own a farm, and that in itself is a challenge because to get workers, to get seeds when hurricane comes, so there are many factors that are at play, and we have to work through them.
Businesses like Ayudat Castor Oil represent the kind of entrepreneurship driving small business growth across Jamaica. And through initiatives like Small Biz, Big Dreams, Access Financial Services continue to support and highlight micro and small businesses, a sector it has been financing and empowering for years.
Access Financial saw the great need for women in business in Jamaica to access financing. Horizon product is a game changer for Jamaican women in business, for entrepreneurs who wear many hats. We are mothers, we are entrepreneurs, we're on boards, we are parents, daughters, the list goes on. So we have our Jamaican cold pressed castor oil. This is extremely good for not only moisturizing your hair and your skin, but it's an FDA approved laxative. So anybody that bung up and you need something to loosen up your balls, Ayudat cold pressed castor oil. After which we have our Jamaican black castor oil. Now everyone knows that this is a kingpin of castor oil. This is great for regrowth of hair. It's great for strengthening your hair. It's also great for your skin, fine lines, aging. Ayudat black castor oil.
For aspiring entrepreneurs, Shauna Lee says starting a business takes courage, hard work, and belief in your product. She encourages young people with business ideas to take the first step and stay committed to their goals.
The Horizon product from Access Financial is a game changer for women in business in Jamaica. We wear many hats and we have so much to think about, we have so much to do, and having a financial institution that really has a product geared for women in Jamaica, what me say, it takes an edge off us. We are located in approximately 30 locations island-wide. First and foremost, we have to big up Proactive Lifestyle. We're in all Proactive Lifestyle locations right across the island. We're located in Case Pharmacy, Chris Cuts and Barber Supplies. We're located up by Kerry's, quite a few stores. Things Jamaican, in Devon House, in the Norman Manley International Airport. We are also located in Gateway Shop by the Donald Sangster International Airport and also by Norman Manley International Airport. So again, if you have any difficulties finding our location, hashtag Ayudat in Instagram, TikTok, you'll find us. Ayudat, just awesome quality.
Next week, we'll give another small business a big opportunity on television. Until then, for Small Biz, Big Dreams, I'm Kevin Black. Small Biz, Big Dreams is brought to you by Access Financial Services.
Hi, I am Candy Pang.
What a guan?
What a guan?
That a guan, pa.
What a guan? What a guan?
What a guan! Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
And that's a guan, pa. What a guan?
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people never say we are mash up the dance. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't fit it dark. Shine your lights up.
Tune in to Lead Story, weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jodianne Quarry.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
When the Lala go net fi full up, match link up, Fan Central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy, me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. Now bandwagon to the thing, now bother switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School, silly billy. Now bother tell me about your team and them to make the same.
All right, welcome back now to Fan Central Extra Time. One of my favorite segments now, the coach's playbook, where we break down what has happened in the game so far. We're going to start off with a game with England, and we're going to talk about what worked well for England or what didn't work so well, why they weren't able to break down Ghana.
All right. Ghana, let me start with them. They were very, very organized, and they employed pretty much most of the time. They were in a low block where they drew the line right on top of the 18 with five across, and they had four sometimes or five across. They blocked the central areas, and this kind of stifled Rice and Anderson. They were unable to get the ball through to Kane and of course to James. So they opted most of the times to pass outside, but when they go outside and the ball come across, then the Ghanaian centre halves were equal to the task, and they matched Kane in and about the 18-yard box. But Bellingham tried his best and he tried to connect with Kane. At times Kane would drop deep to pick up when the centre halves follow, but Rice or James probably sneak in behind at times. But the holding midfielders for Ghana was up to the task. If the centre halves move out, they were willing to drop into the space and block up again. And they were just good at blocking up, and that made it easier for them. They at times played on the counter. They tried the transition as quick as possible. 1 and 2 times they got England, and but again they were unable to score. But England, I thought, could have been a little bit more patient by playing around this low block, and they just did not do that. I thought they got carried away the longer the game went, and I thought that made it difficult for them.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, Coach, because that's a big part of the things a lot of times when teams face a low block, right? It's how do you get around, because teams are so organized defensively now. We saw it from Ghana today. We saw it from Cabo Verde against Spain in their first match. What do you do as a coach now to try to, get through those spaces and to create those openings that you won't have because the team is so compact and so organized?
Patience is going to be key, and you can't be afraid to be playing in the opponent's half. And I thought England did that sometimes. However, I thought they moved the ball a little bit too slow, and if you want to disturb this low block, you'd want to bring the ball quickly across to one side and then shift to the next side. If not, sometimes try and pull by playing back with the centre halves dropping sometimes a bit deeper, and your 8 and your 6 dropping off a bit deeper, and of course having these players coming up so you can get the space behind. If not, then we can play around them in the wide areas. And just a little bit more patience, and then speed of play increase. That would have made a difference if in terms of playing around and then switching the point to attack.
All right, Brent, I want to get your thoughts here as well.
No, I think obviously coach is correct in the speed of play. I thought that certainly was to the demise of the English, but you have to give a lot of credit to Ghana. We talk so many times about teams playing in the low block and the success of doing that. It really comes down to the players, the tenacity, the willingness to block shots, to get out there, to harry, to hustle. Ghana has won their fair share of second balls. They were very good at all those things. And yes, we could talk about X's and O's until the cows come home, but the players have to be applicable to it. And Ghana today has shown to me some of the best application I've seen throughout this tournament. They were excellent in what they did. They certainly didn't allow the English any. I believe in the first half, and I can be corrected, England didn't have a shot on target or probably one. But give Ghana a lot of credit for what they did today. They were extremely good.
Indeed they were, and we want to look at Portugal versus Uzbekistan, because Portugal, they were really good in their 5-star performance against Uzbekistan. A lot of the talk has surrounded, of course, CR7 with his double, but we're going to get into the tactics now with Coach Thomas as to what worked well for the Portuguese in their contest today.
This was an easier task, I think, easier game for Portugal, but nonetheless they came out and they really gave a monster performance. Christie today was different. They made one change in bringing in João Felix for Bernardo Silva, and he was more fluid and liquid in this area of the pitch. And then that made it easier now for the number 8 or 2 holding midfielders to get the ball out, and they got a lot more of this on the stats earlier. A lot more forward passes were made to Christie. Now, Christie came and connected. Again, the centre halves followed, space left in behind, and then the midfielders operated in the off spaces, and this was where some of the damages were done. And then the crosses coming across, and then Christie again moving. You saw one of the goals he scored, ball came from this side of the pitch, he latched onto it and then scored from there. And they broke down the Uzbek, because they moved. They were very fluid and liquid in these areas, and Uzbekistan was just not up to defending against the quality midfield that Portugal has.
Yeah, we talked about that. And you mentioned something that you said was key with Ronaldo today. I want to get Brent's thoughts on if that's how he saw it as well, because he said that instead of just standing between the two centre halves like he did in the first game, Cristiano was much more late arriving. I think that's what you were saying, Coach.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Brent, did you see that as well?
Yeah, because certainly saw his mobility up front was a lot better. We saw him occupy spaces and in wide positions, drawing defenders with him. His movement was a lot better. He's always had that instinct in the box that probably one of the best to ever do that in world football. We saw that again today. I think a lot of it was complemented as well by the wing backs. Their play today was a lot better for Portugal, the wide players. And I think the supporting cast, I mean, I know there's so much attention on Cristiano and what he does and doesn't do, but I think his supporting cast was better today. And that's the difference. They were a lot better today. Bruno Fernandes was a lot more livelier. He did create a lot more within. So, you could compare Messi and Ronaldo, but what is comparable is that their supporting cast has to be good for them to be good. And I think Portugal's supporting cast was good today.
Indeed, and there's been a lot of talk about Vitinha, about Bruno Fernandes, about João Neves, and obviously Bernardo Silva. We saw João Felix come in for him and have an impact in the performance today. I tell you one thing though, that when Cristiano doesn't score, his age is going to come up as the main factor, and when he has a double, he's going to be seen as brilliant. So you don't always listen to the pundits, because sometimes the pundits get it wrong. We're going to take a break on Fan Central Extra Time, and when we come back, we get into lots more, including the much acclaimed Fan Corner with Kimani O'Sullivan. Stay with us.
When the Lala go net a fi full up, match link up, Fan Central full up. Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy, me carry real bad team that a illy billy. Now bandwagon to the thing, now bother switchy switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School silly billy. Now bother tell me about your team and them that make the semi. Game sweet, girl I call it sugar daddy.
Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation.
Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer.
Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want? Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation.
Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer.
Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
Cover lift up, them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team that a illy billy. Now bandwagon to the thing, now bother switchy switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School silly billy. Now bother tell me about your team and them that make the semi. Game sweet, girl I call it sugar daddy. CVM TV for everybody. Look it down. Suffocate. 3 Lions hunt.
Welcome back to Fan Central Extra Time. Well, the English are not quite dancing after their performance today, but they do have something to smile about, because of course they will still be waltzing into the round of 32. But who's not waltzing right now is Kimani O'Sullivan. He likes to do that. I always tell him not to do that. But he has some group standings for us. Kimani, an overview of what the matches that we've seen played so far, how they've affected the groups.
Of course, Jordan, once you see me by the screen, the knower of ball is going to take you through all the proceedings because we have the play-by-play, the update, the stands. Here's how it's shaping up in Group K. Let's get into it. Portugal, big win today. Who led the way? We're going to get to him soon. Portugal, they're on 4 points. Colombia got that win against Uzbekistan. And Congo, they had that draw. Of course, this game will be playing tonight. These two teams will be in action. And Uzbekistan still haven't gotten a point just yet. Cannavaro, they're going home, unfortunately. Cannavaro, you're a world-class defender, but you still have a lot to learn about coaching. But don't take my advice for it. I'm just Kimani O'Sullivan. What do I know about coaching? You're a Ballon d'Or winger. So, yeah. Ignore me, Cannavaro. But Portugal, Colombia, I think they're going to be safe. Croatia might creep into that third spot and get into the next round. On to the next group. What do you have for me? I believe we have Group L. Yes, Group L. Let's go. So England, looking good. Not too bad. You didn't lose today. That's great. Declan Rice says, calma. Don't panic. Big teams draw games as well. That's fine. Ghana, story. This is a story that we need to tell because Ghana is operating without one of their talisman, Mohamed Kudus of Spurs. And they have been led by Antoine Semenyo, and he's been doing well. They're on 4 points with England, the favorites to come out of this group. Croatia, you're looking good. That win against Panama was very crucial. And Panama, I hate to say it, but that's it. The canal is closed and you're going back home. But you're still at the greatest show on earth. That's fine. You can get a big scalp in that last game if you're feeling frisky and knock off England. Maybe spoil the party. Maybe football isn't coming home. So that's the state of play in both groups, Jordan. And yeah, might be nervy times for the Three Lions, maybe.
It might be, but it's nervy times for you because I want to see your fame or shame tonight in Okimani. Who are your top three? You proclaim to be the knower of ball. Take us into the fame or shame now.
Come on, Jordan. Come on, Jordan. You know what it is. Tonight, it's not Murphy's Law. It's not Murphy's List. Rashida isn't here. So Rashida said, Kimani, do what you do best. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk. I'm going to explain. I'm going to show you the screen, the wall of fame. Number 3. Guess who? Bruno Fernandes. Why? Because I was very critical of Bruno Fernandes in that first game. He is the best player on Portugal. He needs to lead the line. He needs to lead by example, not only Cristiano. And what did he do today? Pinging passes all about the park and a brilliant outside foot pass into the path of one of the greatest of all time, CR7. Bruno, well done. Number 3. Number 2. Many of you might not be familiar with this player. But today, in that England game, a man mountain, his name is Opoku. He plays in the Turkish league. Ghanaian, pardon my English, centre back. He's been brilliant today. He was a rock at the back, and he was man-marking Harry Kane all game long. Not an easy thing to do. As we all know, Harry Kane likes to act like a false nine every now and then, roaming around the pitch. But guess who was there? Look over your shoulder. Opoku. He's there. Number 2. But in number 1, at number 1, it has to be him, CR7. What can we say? I heard all the chatter. He heard all the chatter on social media, on TV, from the pundits, from the experts saying, maybe we might have to drop Ronaldo. Weren't you cognizant of the fact that Uzbekistan is next? Weren't you cognizant of the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo is Portugal's top scorer, the most goals in world football history? Cristiano Ronaldo, that's CR7. And he showed out with a loud, hear the crowd say it, Sue! That's what he does, number 1 on the list. But, of course, it's the wall of fame and shame. Show me my shame pick, please. Can I have my shame pick? Sir Tommy T. You have been touted as the knockout specialist. You have been touted as the savior of English football. What was that today? First and foremost, Madueke played too long. The world could see it. Anthony Gordon didn't play well in the first game. What did you do? You stuck with him. Instead of Marcus Rashford, who scored a goal off the bench in that first one. Come on, Tommy T. You got to do better. You got it right with Mark Gahey. He was brilliant today. That left back pick, don't get me started on Jed Spence. Come on. You fixed it in the second half with O'Reilly. Kudos to you, sir. But that looked quite the Southgate performance. Thomas Tuchel. Jordan, talk to me about my list, sir.
All right, too much rotation maybe for England and Thomas Tuchel. You alluded to Gareth Southgate when you mentioned him, but Gareth Southgate has a lot to be proud of course, leading England to a Euro final. Brent Sancho, do you agree with the fame and the shame that Kimani just gave us?
I think for the most part. I think it'd be difficult. You can't pick up one Ghanaian player. I might have just gone with the entire team because I thought they were excellent today. Certainly Bruno Fernandes, as I mentioned before, his movement today was a lot better, and of course CR7 showing up. You know, he must be under so much pressure, as mentioned, because of all that is happening. All of the stars in the World Cup so far have delivered, or the majority of them have, and he was still in the starting blocks, but he certainly came to the party today. So that's fair game. As it relates to Thomas Tuchel, I was disappointed with some of his selections. And his game management was a little bit short, and so I think it saw England putter a bit, you know, as it relates to it. But look, you're gonna get that from Thomas Tuchel. He's gonna take chances. Some's gonna work, some's not, and some's gonna not work. And today it just didn't work for them.
Do you smell that, Jordan? That's agreement. That is agreement. Brent, you agree with me then? Yeah.
For the most part.
All of it. I didn't hear any objections though, Brent. Where's the objection?
No, not at all. I mean, you can add one or two there or subtract, but yeah, I think England was disappointed today, and Thomas Tuchel would be very disappointed in the way that he managed the game today, particularly with that Madueke change. It should have happened a bit earlier, but for some reason he didn't do it. But as I said, he is that type of manager. He's going to get it wrong and he's going to get it right at times. So he's going to take a gamble, that's for sure.
All right, well, I am just going to chime in here and be a biased Arsenal fan and said Bukayo Saka probably would have made the difference today. So, I mean, he came on obviously, but should have been there from the start, right? So let's see what Thomas Tuchel does in the next game. We're going to take a break on Fan Central Extra Time, but I told you that we came bearing gifts, and I'm going to ask the question before the break. How many World Cup goals does Cristiano Ronaldo now have? How many World Cup goals does Cristiano Ronaldo now have after he scored a double today? And you can call us 876 and 876-833-0897 or message us on Instagram or Facebook, CVM_television, for a chance to win this prize. Fan Central Extra Time returns right after this break.
School silly Billy. Nobody tell me about your team and them to make the semi. VM Street, girl, I call it Sugar Daddy. CVM TV, for everybody.
Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation.
Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer.
Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love Pepsi. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
It's game on at Quartz. Spend $150,000 on credit purchases or $250,000 on cash at Quartz from May 1, 2026 to June 20, 2026 to be automatically entered for a chance to win one of 3 smart TVs to watch the matches in style. First place gets a 98-inch TCL Smart TV. Second place a 55-inch. And third place a 43-inch. Score big and upgrade your game day vibes when you shop at Quartz, bringing value home. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Conditions apply.
For your team to the nitty-gritty. School silly Billy. Nobody tell me about your team and them to make the semi. VM Street, girl, I call it Sugar Daddy. CVM TV.
Paso fenomenal, Messi para McAllister para Messi. Ahora viene para
All right, welcome back to Fan Central Extra Time. Of course, we've been chatting up a storm here on the show. Remember, I asked you before the break for the giveaway for the Pepsi basket. The question is, how many World Cup goals does Cristiano Ronaldo now have after his brace today? You can call us 876-833-0897 to answer that question. But waiting patiently in the fan corner is one Kimani O'Sullivan, the knower of all things football, and he has a special fan for us. Kimani.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan. Of course, it's the fan corner. This is where we connect with you at home. For those who want to be in studio, just hit us up. You can join me here and enjoy some good discussions, some fun discussions, as well as the tests to realize and to ensure that you are what you say you are. So we have a special fan on the line now. We're going to get his name shortly. I'm just going to allow him to introduce himself because he has a very important story to tell. Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Matthew, by the way. I didn't know if it was me you're talking.
Yeah, Matthew. I just wanted you to tell the people because you have a lot to share. You're over there in the US of A, I believe, yes?
No, I mean actually in Toronto.
Oh, you're in Canada. Okay, cool. So you can tell us a lot about how you've been experiencing the greatest show on earth. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for me, I haven't been able to go to any of the games. But we have the FIFA Fun Festival that is downtown Toronto, and you know it's a good vibe. It's experiencing the game without being in the stadium. You know it's every day. Every day there's a match. There's the Fun Festival. There's activations, different booths. You can purchase jerseys, a whole lot of things. There's like tons of food trucks. And the environment and the atmosphere is just good. The tickets are free, but they go really fast, and but they release more on the day, or like a couple minutes, probably like 30 minutes before the game. And it's just a good vibes to be there, watch the games, and yeah.
All right, so we're seeing the pictures on our screen. I mean, how do you rate the fan festival in terms of replicating the atmosphere of an actual game? Rate it out of 10.
All right, to answer your question, I would say about 8, because I've never been to a game, and I assume that you can't really compare a huge stadium with tons of fans around the world to, it's more than a park, but it's quite up there, because there are a lot. Canada is multicultural. It's very multicultural, and obviously people are here from all over the world for the World Cup, and it's just a good vibes when you walk in. You probably see more people based on the team that's playing at the moment. For me, I went when Brazil was playing Haiti, and trust me, the Brazil fans were out. I don't know if because obviously their fan base is huge, but obviously they wanted to win, and it was a treat. We got a treat. Definitely we got a treat. I arrived there a little bit before Morocco versus, I don't remember who Morocco was playing, but I arrived there a little bit in the Morocco game, and then
was it the Scotland game?
Right, yes. Morocco versus Scotland.
All right, so of course you're a fan of one of these national teams. I'm sure it's not Canada. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Are you a Canada fan by any chance?
Well, there's some loyalty there, obviously, because I live here. But because I obviously want to see them go far. Their match is tomorrow. I believe they're playing Switzerland. I don't know if it's in Vancouver. I'm not sure, but they're playing Switzerland. I believe that's going to be their hardest game so far. But they have the home crowd advantage, so that should help them. But my original team from when I was in Jamaica, from in high school, from 2006, it was Spain, and still is.
All right. I mean, I hear you, and I'm going to test you on that shortly. By the way, that game is also in Vancouver, just for your knowledge, so you can find yourself there. I don't know how your pockets stay, still. But it would be great if you could experience it. I mean, that would be great. I'm just going to ask you 2 quick questions because we always test our fans when it comes to the fan corner. So when it comes to your beloved Spanish team, who
my brain
was
is so good enough.
no man, just work with me, man. Who was the coach of the 2010 winning team? Who was the head coach?
You know, say I drag my memory now. I'm look young enough, but I'm gonna really young. Damn, it's like I know his face, but I don't remember the name. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, so it starts with V. That's the only assistance I'll offer you.
I don't know. I'm not going like I swear I'm not a organist, but I don't remember. I don't know why I used.
Hey, you're not helping your case, man. But it's all right. It's all right. Thanks for contributing, of course. Thanks for sending us your videos. We love that, and we'd love to continue getting those videos from you so that we can encapsulate all the happenings over there at the World Cup. And hopefully, I hope Canada goes far, and I hope Spain goes far for your sake. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. Jordan, I mean, wow. Apparently, there's someone on the line, though, Jordy.
Yeah, somebody wants to win the gift basket courtesy of Pepsi. So let us introduce now our call. I think we have Emily on the line. Hemley.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, man, good evening, Hemley. Easy question for you. How many goals does Cristiano Ronaldo now have in World Cup history after today?
10.
Repeat that.
10.
You, sir, are a winner. Congratulations to you. You will be having some fun with this Pepsi gift basket. That was an easy one for you. It was more about quick fingers in terms of dialing the number and calling us. So congratulations to you. We have another winner. I told you I always give gifts. Kimani he's a mean guy. He doesn't always give you gifts, but when I'm here, I'm always giving the gifts. So Hemley, you're the winner of this. Always trying to steal my spotlight over there in the fan corner. You're the winner of this. So we will tell you how to collect this particular prize. All right. So the hot topics now. We'll bring you into the news off the pitch of the World Cup. So there are some special World Cup patches that have been introduced for this World Cup, and they commemorate specific accolades and achievements for each player. There's the Golden Glove badge, the badge for a goalkeeper who's won a previous Golden Glove at the World Cup. So Emi Martinez is wearing that from the last World Cup, of course. This one is a legacy badge, and it's worn by players who have appeared in 5 FIFA World Cups. So Luka Modric, Cristiano Ronaldo, Nagamoto from Japan, Manuel Neuer, and Lionel Messi are wearing that badge. Let's see the next badge. That's a legacy badge. So Neuer is also wearing the legacy badge. So too Luka Modric, as we mentioned. Saw him today. Cristiano Ronaldo saw him today as well. And Leo Messi, we saw him yesterday. And he has 5 goals so far at this World Cup. The Golden Ball badge worn by players who have previously won the FIFA World Cup Golden Ball. Lionel Messi and Luka Modric are wearing this badge as well. So they're wearing a couple of badges. Golden Boot badge, a player who's previously won the World Cup Golden Boot. Kylian Mbappe and James Rodriguez. And the World Cup Debut badge, worn by all players in their first FIFA World Cup. And Lamine Yamal, the Spanish wonder kid, is among those wearing this badge. World Cup winners patch, of course, previous winners of the tournament. And the host nation also wearing a badge as well. So, Coach Thomas, what are your thoughts on these special badges to commemorate specific accolades at this FIFA World Cup?
I mean, massive achievement. 6 World Cup, 6 fours. It's 24 years of your life playing at the highest level and competing again at the highest level. It speaks volume, and it shows that once you are taking care of your body, once you're eating right, and you're training right, and you're being managed properly, to the younger players, you can continue your journey.
Yeah.
Messi is 38.
Yeah. He turns 39, I think, maybe tomorrow.
Yes.
Actually, his birthday is coming up. Cristiano is 41.
41. Just think about a typical 41-year-old.
No, coach, back in the days, people used to retire at 31. When Zidane was 32, it was like, oh my gosh, he's an old man.
And they would have walked early.
Yeah.
But you're seeing now the improved science and just technology on a whole being continues to evolve and persons doing additional research.
Yeah.
Our research is, those are making a difference.
Yeah. And, you know, it's so funny you said that because somebody brought back commentary from when Messi was eliminated from the World Cup in 2018. And the commentator said that this may very well be his very last World Cup and his very last appearance for Argentina, because at the next World Cup, which was 2022, he's going to be 35. And we don't think that he'll be able to play at 35.
Wow.
Well, he played, he won the World Cup, and he's back at 38, turning 39 years old. And he's just showing you the great longevity. Cristiano Ronaldo appearing in his first World Cup in 2006 and still playing 2026 in 20 years later. So let's hear the story now about the badges.
Imagine being a footballer who's arguably the most iconic goalkeeper in World Cup history not getting the respect that he deserves. Well, this is the story of Memo Ochoa being robbed of a World Cup legacy patch. So to kick off this story, let me tell you what a World Cup legacy patch is. It is a small badge added to a player's sleeve as a token of appreciation from FIFA. And in order to have a legacy patch on your kit, you'd have had to have played in 5 World Cups. And these are the 5 players that have been given legacy patches for this tournament. You have Nagatomo, Modric, Ronaldo, Messi, and also Manuel Neuer. And you're probably thinking, why have I left Neuer last? Well, it's because he's a goalkeeper, a player who plays the same position as none other than Memo Ochoa. And as you can see on his kit, he doesn't have a legacy patch, even though he's the only goalkeeper to have featured at 6 World Cups. So you're probably thinking, how on earth has he not got a legacy patch? Well, it's because FIFA have not counted Ochoa's first 2 World Cups, as he failed to make a World Cup appearance in either of these. And despite Ochoa being a Mexico legend for the last 20 years, FIFA still don't believe that Ochoa has done enough to qualify.
Yeah, so he's saying he was robbed, but the reasoning is, coach, that they didn't give him because even though he was a member of the squad in the first 2 World Cups, he didn't play. He actually didn't play a minute. So he didn't qualify based on FIFA's criteria to be playing, to be wearing the patch, even though he appeared at the World Cup. You think that's fair?
In essence, yes. Because it's all about getting minutes on the pitch. It's all about contributing in the tournament. And he would not have contributed by playing.
But he's a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers don't really come on off the bench. And he was called to 2 previous. And yeah, you know, Kimani, you, what are your thoughts? I mean, you're always on the bench, and sometimes you don't get any minutes. Do you think it's fair that Ochoa does not get a patch?
You know, Jordan Fort, I like you, Jordan Fort. You're a comic. You know what? When you think about the World Cup, Jordan, it's about the characters. It's about the icons. You know, you think Ronaldo, you think Messi, and we oftentimes compare these greats, but we don't appreciate them as much as we should. Memo Ochoa is synonymous with the World Cup because when it comes to Mexican lore and history, he's an icon. For him to be snubbed of a patch like that because of a technicality, I think FIFA, that's a big miss by them because Memo Ochoa is as I said, synonymous with the World Cup and with Mexico at the World Cup.
Well, looks like he has to come back for another World Cup at 45 years old just to get a patch. And guess what? We have to come back for another Fan Central Extra Time tomorrow at 10:10 because we've reached the end of the program for today. Thank you so much for having joined us. Thanks to Coach Jermaine Thomas. Thanks to Kimani O'Sullivan. Thanks to our guest, Matthew Simon. Thanks to Brent Sancho. Thanks to you, our viewers. And of course, we must take a look at the matches for tomorrow because we get the final matches of the group games get underway. Bosnia and Herzegovina play Qatar and Switzerland face Canada both at 2 p.m. 5 p.m. Morocco play Haiti and Scotland face Brazil. And at 8, Czechia battle Mexico and South Africa play Korea Republic. Thank you to our sponsors, Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football better with Pepsi. Digicel, or food sponsor mothers, Courts, and Just Bet Gold Rush. Watch all the games on the biggest screen in the Caribbean. Just follow at justbetja.com for details. We're back with you tomorrow at 10:10. Peace out. Fan Central up next with Orville Higgins.
Sugar Daddy, CVM TV, for everybody. illy billy. Now bandwagon to the thing, now bother switchy switchy.